Let's turn now to Yamiche Alcindor. Yamiche, great to have you here. Let's go back to those voters who we heard from in the panel at the top of the show. Just extraordinary to hear from them, to hear them say that they are opposed to Roe v. Wade having been overturned, but they don't blame Trump for that, despite the fact that he appointed the 3 Supreme Court justices who made that possible, and that for the most part, they're planning to support him. What does all of this tell us, and what are the other big takeaways?
Well, this was really a fascinating focus group to watch. And the big headline is that they do not blame former President Trump for overturning Roe v. Wade, a decision that they do not agree with, even though he, of course, was the one who appointed the 3 justices who made it possible for Roe v. Wade to be overturned, even though former President Trump is on the campaign trail saying he's proud of the role he took. They're just saying, you know, there are other things the Democrats did something differently. Former late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg could have retired, they said. So there were all these other reasons other than blaming former President Trump. The other big takeaway here is that abortion is just not a top issue for these women. Now, we should say this is a slice of the electorate, right? These are women who voted for Donald Trump, who oppose Roe in Pennsylvania. That's the group. But they said that they see border security and the economy as their top issues, even, as they said, Kristen, that abortion is a top women's issue. It's just not their personal issue. And also, they support a national ban on abortion up to 15 weeks. So even though they agree that the Dobbs decision was wrong in their minds, they do not agree with the idea that a national abortion ban would be a problem, which is a key problem for Democrats who have been really trying to motivate voters to support them, making the case that, oh, if there are more Republicans elected, there's going to be this national abortion ban. These women said as long as it's up to 15 weeks, meaning that if it was 12 weeks or 6 weeks, they wouldn't support that. But up to 15 weeks, they're okay with a national abortion ban, Kristen.
It's just fascinating because it challenges what we have learned in these past elections, which is that abortion has been motivating in the midterms, in special elections, that it has typically benefited Democrats. What does this focus group say writ large about the strength of Trump's support?
What it says is that Donald Trump's support is pretty steady. These women, even as they oppose Roe, are super fans of the former president. Let's take a listen to what they said.
Lisa, what's your reaction when Trump says that he's proud that he overturned Roe v. Wade?
I don't like that comment. I think it's terrible. I like Trump, but then I do disagree with that part of his beliefs. But on the same sense, I get his religious beliefs, and I get I understand a lot of people's religious beliefs on that situation. So I'm so torn in the middle where me personally, I don't believe it, and I can't believe he says it like that. But on the other hand, I could see how and why he would be proud of that.
Okay. Angie, what about you?
Kind of gross.
Gross that he said it.
Yeah.
Why?
I can believe that he said it. But it's just gross to think that somebody can even be that disrespectful. But yeah, that's all.
So a reminder that even though they don't like that Donald Trump is out on the campaign trail saying that he's proud of overturning Roe, they still will vote for him. So even those strong comments that you heard, they really twist themselves into pretzels, making the case that they would support former President Trump. They said at one point, well, you know, he's a generational guy. He's older. That's why he talks about women in a way that I'm not comfortable with. He's trying to rile up crowds. That's why he's saying he's proud. He doesn't really mean it. They also physically sort of were showing their disdain for the current president, President Biden, which just shows you that even though they don't like the things that Trump is saying, there's no way that these group of women would vote for President Biden, and that's a big problem for Democrats.
It is a big problem indeed, and it's just so enlightening. Yamiche, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Great to see you here in person.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.